Even Muslim students in America are being corrupted. I know a boy who went to a private Islamic school for basically his whole life up until 8th grade. Afterwards, he transitioned to the same public high school I go to now. He even wore a thobe to the first day of school, and then immediately lost his faith. He became an atheist, and honestly dressed in ways similar to the queer/leftist kids. My wife is from a Muslim country overseas and thus does not understand the extent of the danger and fitna that is so prevalent in American public schools. She sees other immigrant parents sending their children to public school and thinks it will be okay because they do it. The reality is that those parents probably do not know how much hardship their children are enduring and keeping silent about, struggling all on their own with no one to relate their pain to. Many people would rather pretend it's not happening or just act like it doesn't matter. Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yesterday I asked all of you to please share some of your experiences regarding public school and how it's affecting Muslim children. I got a lot of great emails and comments, so today I want to start by sharing one email that I received from a Muslim sister who is currently in her 11th grade year of high school. So this is her 3rd year in public high school. She writes, "In my first year of public high school, I was shocked to see how naked the girls in my school were. They covered less than they showed, and even in the winter they wore extremely short shorts. I was also shocked to see the increase of LGBT's influence on my school. This is my 3rd year at my school, and I was so shocked to see my school change from a place where queer students were a minority to a place where it's normal to see them all over the hallways and in your classes. In the span of just 2 to 3 years, I could see how much this LGBT ideology spread like a virus." So the first thing I just want to mention is, this is something that's happening right now. She said in the span of just 2 to 3 years, she could see just how much of an effect this had on her entire school. She continues, "In some of the classes offered at my high school, they teach about different sexualities as if they're a part of science. Again, this shows the LGBT agenda in American society." So this is something that's not only being pushed socially, but also academically and scientifically. She says, "In my 9th grade biology class, evolution was shoved down our throats as if it was fact, and my class was even shown a documentary which insulted religious people's belief in God. Even Muslim students in America are being corrupted. I know a boy who went to a private Islamic school for basically his whole life up until 8th grade. Afterwards, he transitioned to the same public high school I go to now. He even wore a thobe to the first day of school, and then immediately lost his faith. He became an atheist, and honestly dressed in ways similar to the queer/leftist kids." I really want to highlight this part of the email because right now I'm currently dealing with a situation where there is an Islamic high school, but because the community or the board or whoever is not making it an absolute priority, people are considering shutting it down. People are removing their children from the Islamic school and putting them, for some of them, for the first time ever in their lives, into public school. This boy went to a private Islamic school for basically his entire life, and then he transitioned into a public school, and he was practicing to the extent that he wore a thobe to school. But what happened? What happened when he was put in this environment that I just described? He immediately lost his faith. He became an atheist. Don't think that this can't happen to your child. Part of the problem is many parents think that they are immune to any of this happening to them. This boy is somebody's child. Do you think that his parents, after having sent him to a private Islamic school his entire life, thought that as soon as he went to the public school, he would become an atheist? Do you think that thought ever entered their minds? And as somebody who knows certain people personally who have dealt with these types of situations, I'm telling you, as a parent, it is devastating. It crushes you. However difficult you might think it is to send them to an Islamic school or to homeschool them or to do what you have to do to prevent them from being surrounded in an environment that can lead them so quickly to atheism, pales in comparison to the pain and exhaustion that one feels when their child leaves the religion. when their child goes down the wrong path. She continues, in my AP World History class, we were taught that the jizya was a form of religious intolerance and discrimination imposed on non-Muslims by Muslims. So just think about this environment for just a minute. Socially, the entire school is being influenced by the LGBT ideology. This is a sex-driven agenda. People are not dressing appropriately. She said that the girls show more than they cover. Then in multiple classes by her own teachers, who are supposed to be the knowledgeable ones, teaching them about life and reality, are calling them away from Islam. In biology class, in history class. Brothers and sisters, this is just one email. I have hundreds of comments and emails corroborating the same information. And keep in mind, the Muslim students who are most hurt by what's happening aren't going to be the ones watching my videos and sending me emails about it. She closes by saying, Wallahi, I only thank Allah for making me able to keep my deen despite being in such an environment. I think one reason I haven't caved into these dangerous ideologies and ideas is that I largely kept to myself throughout high school and still do, and I didn't make new friends except a few, so I wasn't as exposed to different ideologies as a more extroverted person would have been. I hope this comment can help shed light on the truth of American public schools. And this is one common trend I find over and over and over again. For those who really want to hold on to their deen and their integrity and do the right thing, they have to be a social outcast. Public school essentially has to be miserable for them. Whereas the ones who want to be more social and extroverted and enjoy themselves typically can't do so unless they fall into everything that their peers are doing. So really, as much as it breaks my heart to see Muslim children going astray, I have empathy for them. Like, I don't know what people really expect to happen. This sister, she closes by saying, Brother Sajid, please make dua for me to not get corrupted by the environment I'm in. SubhanAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep this sister firm on the deen. May He grant her the best of this life and the best of the hereafter. Allahumma ameen. In closing, there was actually another email that I want to read in a future video, but I feel like it really relates to what I had just mentioned about, what do parents expect to happen? The reality is many parents, they don't understand what's going on in public school. So I'm going to close by reading an excerpt from another email that was sent by a brother who he himself attended public school. He said, as an adult Muslim who is now married, I've told my wife that when we have kids, they will either go to Islamic school or be homeschooled. My wife is from a Muslim country overseas and thus does not understand the extent of the danger and fitna that is so prevalent in American public schools. She sees other immigrant parents sending their children to public school and thinks it will be okay because they do it. The reality is that those parents probably do not know how much hardship their children are enduring and keeping silent about, struggling all on their own with no one to relate their pain to. This is a very painful phenomenon that only a few people can really relate to and understand the severity of it. Many parents don't have time to hear everything they need to understand what is happening to their children. Many people would rather pretend it's not happening or just act like it doesn't matter. Brothers and sisters, this is just the beginning. I'm going to read more emails, inshallah. There's so much to talk about, but I just really want to emphasize the fact that Islamic schools should be a priority for the Muslim community. All of the brothers and sisters who established masajid, Jazakumullahu khairan, may Allah build homes for you in Jannah. Of course, masajid are important, but just take a look at some of the generations that preceded us. Look at the Christians. Look at how many churches across the West are completely abandoned now. Those churches used to be filled. Don't think it can't happen to us. If you want our masajid to be filled with people in the future, then you have to establish Islamic schools. This has to be a priority for us. Allah knows best. May Allah save us and our children. May Allah protect us from ever going astray. Let me know what you think in the comments. Inshallah, I'm going to be coming out with more videos, reading these stories, these emails. Jazakumullahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.